Hi, I'm back here again in SwiftPOS Back Office, and in this video I'm going to be talking about production, which is located in inventory and production. And this feature can be used to produce stock items from other stock items. It works in a similar way to how recipes work. For example, a main meal will have a certain number of stock items that go into it in certain quantities, and when you sell that main meal, the relevant amounts are decremented from each of the stock items. However, that only happens at the time of sale. There is never any held stock of that main meal item, but for certain other saleable items, we might like to hold stock of them, and production will allow you to do that. For example, if you have a small soap factory and you sell bars of soap as well as wholesale soap, you might like to keep track of the number of bars of soap you have in stock at any one time, as well as produce more stock of them periodically. To start with, any product that's involved in production needs to be set as a production type item. So if we navigate to products and product records, in my product search filters, I'm going to filter out just production items, and I'll open the first item here, and we can see that over here we have production item selected instead of non-inventoried, purchased or recipe, which are other item types we have worked with in the past. This item has a size of 10 kilograms, which is very important if you're creating production items. It has a cost of $100, and at the moment I have stock on hand of 2 of these. I'll close this full edit screen now and take a look at the 50-gram soap bar. Again, we have this set as a production item. We have the size set to 1 each, and at the moment we have stock on hand of 20. For this example, these are the only 2 products that I'll be using. I'm going to close out of the full edit screen and navigate back to my production tab. Now I'll add a row and choose my 50-gram bar of soap, because this is the one that we'll be producing. We'll be told what our current stock on hand is. The column quantity to build is used by the software to determine how much of the source stock item is being consumed. That's the 10 kilogram block. And the yield column is used to determine how many the 50-gram bar of soap product is incremented by. So for now, I'll set these to 10 each. However, that might not always be the case. You might have some losses in production, but we'll cover that in just a moment. Now I'm going to add my ingredients. I'll add a row. And here I'm choosing the 10 kilogram block of soap. Again, you can filter the products here using type, production. I'll select the 10 kilogram soap bar. And over here in the quantity and size type columns, we need to specify how much of this item is going to be used to create one of the previous items. That's the 50-gram bar of soap. And so for this example, I'll be setting the quantity to 0.05, which is 50 grams. I'll save and close, and then save my changes here on the main production screen. Now I can click build. I'll be asked to confirm to build the stock, and then after the build is complete, we can reset the quantity and yield values. Now I'm going to come back to my product records screen and edit my first item, and we can see that the stock on hand is now 1.95. So the original size was 10 kilograms, so 0.05 of this item is 500 grams. We used 500 grams to build 10 bars of soap at 50 grams each. And if we take a look at this guy, we can see that that has incremented by 10 bars. So everything has worked out. Our cost has also been adjusted. The cost is 50 cents, and that's based off of the materials used from the base item to create the last batch of these products. Now I'm going to use a different base product to produce these 50-gram bars. I'm going to use the 1 kilogram product. And so we'll set the quantity to build as 20, because we should expect to be able to get 20 of these bars from a 1 kilogram block of soap. If we add the ingredients, I'll change this product to the 1 kilogram bar. And again, we'll set the quantity that's required to make one of those end products as 0.05. Save my changes, and we can close out of this screen. At this point, we'd actually go ahead and build the stock items. But let's say that during that build process, there were some bars which were defective, and there were also some offcuts. So we didn't actually get the expected yield from that 1 kilogram bar of soap. Let's say that accounting for all of the offcuts, we only actually yielded 15 of these. We can enter 15 into yield, and then we can click on build. Now, what's happened here is our stock on hand of the 50 gram bar has increased by 15 to 45, and the stock of the 1 kilogram bar will have decremented by 1. So you can think of these two columns as material consumed and material produced. They're not always going to be the same. Having these two columns separate also allows you to account for the cost of the product accurately. So for example, the cost of the 1 kilogram bar might have been $10, but from that we were only able to produce 15 bars instead of 20. That $10 cost needs to be spread equally across those 15 bars. The yield column allows us to increment the 50 gram bar by exactly the right amount, which in this case was 15. Now if I remove this item, we can go ahead and create different kinds of products with multiple ingredients. So in this example, I'm going to be creating gift baskets. I'm going to produce 5 of these. And in my example, my yield is also going to be 5. I'm going to add my ingredients and then add 3 separate rows. The first row is going to be a few bars of soap, and we're going to be using 4 bars of soap for each gift basket that we produce. I'm going to tab across until I get a new line. Then I'll choose the scented candles. And we're going to be using 3 of each of these for each basket. And then chocolate truffles, we'll be using 2 of each for each basket. I'll save and close. I'll save my changes again. And now we'll build those gift baskets. Taking a look at my product records. The stock on hand of the gift basket has been increased by 5, but the stock on hand of the 50 gram bars of soap has been decreased to 25. That's because there were 4 bars of soap in each basket for a total of 20 bars used. Okay, so that's production in a nutshell. You can use it to create stock items from other stock items, and the end result might have only 1 ingredient, or it could have as many as you like. The feature works very similar to product recipes, and in the production ingredients, we do need to make sure that we set the quantity of the ingredient to the amount that's actually going into the end product. So if the ingredient item is smaller than the end product, that's going to be greater than 1. And if the ingredient is larger than the end product, then that number is going to be less than 1. And now we can also account for less than ideal yields, where we intended to build a certain number, but our actual yield was lower. So I hope that's clarified production for you. If you do have any questions, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.